The epic 37-plus-year journey of Final Fantasy, an in-depth history tools. For over 3.5 decades, Final Fantasy has captivated millions with its immersive world-building, iconic characters, and evolving gameplay and storytelling. Originating in 1987, Hironobu Sakaguchi's dream project saved Square from financial ruin, making it a best-selling property with over 155 million units sold globally. Let's explore the rich history of Final Fantasy, from its humble 8-bit beginnings to mainstream recognition and continuous innovation across 16-plus mainline titles, spin-offs, films, and other media. The journey begins with a desperate gamble and evolves into a global phenomenon. In 1987, Square was on the brink of collapse. Sakaguchi's Final Fantasy was a last-ditch effort to save the company. Drawing inspiration from Western RPGs, the game blended D&D elements with sci-fi influences in a medieval world governed by elemental crystals. The original Final Fantasy introduced essential concepts like crystals as life energy sources and customizable party members with classes, jobs. Iconic enemies like Garland and the Four Fiends made their debut. Despite primitive visuals, the game's vision and 500K sales saved Square. Final Fantasy II in 1988 took risks with a narrative about rebellious youths battling an evil empire. The game replaced generic characters with a focused story and a strong cast, introducing Emperor Palamecia. Its new gameplay systems were polarizing. Final Fantasy III in 1990 introduced the job system, allowing characters to change classes. It also featured summons and Moogles. This Famicom-exclusive entry was the most successful until Final Fantasy VII, solidifying Final Fantasy's growing influence. With Final Fantasy IV in 1991, the franchise moved to the 16-bit Super Famicom. The game emphasized dramatic storytelling and character development, with Cecil's redemption arc against Golbez and Zemus establishing thematic tones for future entries. Final Fantasy V in 1992 expanded the job system from Final Fantasy III, offering deep customization and a light-hearted tone. Characters like Gilgamesh became fan favorites, and the game is often considered a highlight of the 16-bit era. Final Fantasy VI in 1994 is viewed as the pinnacle of the 16-bit era. It featured a dark, sprawling world, complex characters led by Tara Branford, and the iconic villain Kefka. This entry cemented Final Fantasy's greatness before its global breakout. The PlayStation era from 1995 to 2002 propelled Final Fantasy to international fame. Cutting-edge 3D visuals and a booming RPG genre led to the iconic Final Fantasy VII, which popularized RPGs globally with its epic narrative and unforgettable antagonist, Sephiroth. In 1999, Final Fantasy VIII continued the series' evolution with a high-budget, cinematic approach. Its time-bending romance and advanced graphical presentation were divisive but ultimately broadened the franchise's appeal, selling 10 million copies. Final Fantasy IX in 2000 returned to the franchise's fantasy roots. Sakaguchi's final entry as producer featured memorable characters like Vivi and revisited classic themes, earning appreciation over time as a top-tier FF classic. Final Fantasy X in 2001 launched with the PlayStation 2, showcasing beautiful environments and full voice acting. Its romantic story set in Spira, shadowed by the monstrous Cid, captivated players, despite some controversial moments. Boldly venturing into MMORPG territory, Final Fantasy XI in 2002 offered large-scale online adventuring. Despite early challenges, it became a trailblazer with 6 expansions over 11 years, proving Square Enix's ability to innovate in the online space. The PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation from 2006 to 2013 brought technical and creative challenges. Final Fantasy XII in 2006 introduced real-time gambit battle systems and seamless exploration, while Final Fantasy XIII in 2009 faced criticism for linearity but impressed with visuals. Final Fantasy XIV's initial 2010 release was a failure, leading to a shutdown. However, 2013's A Realm Reborn reboot, led by Naoki Yoshida, transformed it into a top subscription-based MMO with a peak player base of 19 million, proving a successful comeback. The modern era from 2016 onwards focuses on action-based combat and legacy icons. Titles like 2016's Final Fantasy XV, with its real-time combat and open-world exploration, and 2020's Final Fantasy VII Remake, blending real-time and tactical combat, highlight this trend. Final Fantasy XV in 2016 overcame a tumultuous development to deliver a deeply emotional road trip for Noctis and friends. Its expansive world, real-time combat, and heartfelt story marked a creative rebound for the series. Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2020 fulfilled long-standing fan expectations by reimagining FFVII's beloved characters and settings with modern technology. Despite some narrative changes, it became PlayStation's fastest-selling PS4 exclusive, delighting old and new fans alike. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin in 2022 offered a fresh, action-focused take on FF1's lore. Developed with Team Ninja, its challenging combat and enigmatic protagonist provided a unique yet divisive experience within the Final Fantasy universe. Final Fantasy XVI, slated for June 2023, represents a bold shift towards action-based combat and darker themes. Directed by key staff from Final Fantasy XIV, ARR, it promises a compelling single-player adventure that could redefine the franchise's future. Financially, Final Fantasy stands among the most successful media franchises worldwide, with nearly $10 billion in revenue. Its enduring legacy and multi-generational acclaim ensure that Final Fantasy remains a cornerstone of gaming's great RPG lineages. Thanks for watching our video of the history of Final Fantasy series. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Stay tuned for more awesome content on anime and video games. See you in the next video.